Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. Happy August. I can't believe we're more than halfway through the year. This is it, guys. But honestly, this is the best time of year coming up. Fall, I don't know if you guys live in the States, but fall in the United States is so nice. I just love it so much. And the kids are going back to school. I'm excited for my oldest to go back to school. Summer flew by. I'm still not sure how it does that. Where I remember this as a kid in the summer too. Like all of a sudden it's like you're out of school and then, 4th of July hits and then all of a sudden you're like, buying a backpack. But I have mixed feelings about my kids going back to school. For my oldest, my youngest one is in daycare. So she's been going twice a week for all summer long. So that really hasn't changed. But for my oldest, I like that she's home safe and we get to do fun things around the neighborhood together. And we don't have much structure, which is kind of nice. I love summer though in Indiana. It is definitely like a great time of year here, but fall is my jam. Like bring on the foliage, people. All right. My husband's birthday is also this month too. My birthday and my youngest daughter's birthday is in September. So it's just like a fun time of year for me. And I know too, once I have a little bit more alone time, I get to work more, which I love. And I'm sure you love working too. There's no shame in that, by the way. I've had to release some of that, because there's coaches out there that are like, only work, 2 hours a week and you make all this money or something, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but I actually love working. And most of my clients do too. So if you have feelings about that, check in. But yeah, it's okay to love working and be excited for your kids to go back to school. So anyway, I do have a little, like I said, mixed feelings about it, but I'm excited. I feel you. If you're kind of like one of those people that are like, no, I love my kids home, but we have to send them back to school. So I feel you on that. But now, you can set aside more time for your business and follow your dreams, right? Grow your dreams. So just this weekend too, I signed 2 new clients and I have been having a ton of conversations in the DMs this weekend, just talking about working together, which is so great. And a lot of it is due to my webinar that I had last week. So if you didn't attend, no big deal. You can actually still watch it. My masterclass was called 10 Ways for You to Get on More Sales Calls. Guys, it was so flipping good. There's so much value packed in this hour-long masterclass. I provided literally 10 action steps. And if I'm being honest, there was probably way more than 10 action steps. But this is really to get you in momentum and to get clients fast. Okay. So if you haven't watched it yet, click the link in my show notes. Okay. Or click the link in my bio on Instagram and watch it right now. Watch it right now. Okay. So this is a must watch for you if you aren't getting the clients that you want to get and you want to grow your business and you want to grow it fast. So it's called 10 Ways for You to Get on More Sales Calls. So anyway, from that webinar, I had 2 people immediately reach out and sign on to work with me, which is amazing, right? So there's so much power in having people watch you coach, watch you share your value and your expertise. Webinars and masterclasses really can convert people so fast. So if you haven't done a masterclass or webinar yet, what are you waiting for? Okay. Also, if you're ready to hire me as your coach, what are you waiting for? This is such a great time of year to put yourself back in momentum and start making more money. And I know too, once summer is behind us, people have a lot more time and stop putting things off that they've been wanting to do. Same goes for you too. Kids are back in school. End of summer brings new energy. Let's work together. So weekly calls, Voxer between calls, access to all my courses and workshops. This is $3,000 USD. And of course, payment plans are available. So click the link in my show notes to book your sales call and apply to work with me today. All right. So weirdly enough, this episode isn't about masterclasses or webinars or anything like that. Okay. It's about how to create a ton of content ideas in a really short amount of time. So all these exercises that I'm about to tell you about and share with you, I use often. I use this with my clients too. Okay. I want you having endless ideas. I want you always having stuff to come back to for those mornings that you wake up and you're like, what do I post about today? All right. I don't want you having that feeling. I want you knowing that you have so many ideas that you can come back to. Okay. So this is typically one of the biggest struggles with my one-on-one clients, coming up with content ideas. So I always advise anyone who has this struggle to go somewhere like a coffee shop, a park, literally anywhere that inspires you and just really gets you out of your day-to-day distractions. Okay. It could be like your back deck. It could be your office. It doesn't matter, honestly, to me, but I just want it to be somewhere where you don't have a ton of distractions. Okay. So get a notebook. And I want you just to sit. So first, before you even get started, sit for 5 minutes, just quietly. Do nothing. You can just look around or you can close your eyes. You can lay down. You can do a meditation. But I just want you to quiet your brain for a second and then just do some breathing, deep breaths. Okay. Then once you feel a lot more relaxed, a little bit more clear, your nervous system has kind of like chilled out a bit. I want you to get that notebook out and I want you to brain dump. Okay. What is everything that you know about when it comes to what you help people with? It's a loaded question, I know, but have you done this before? It could take you about 10 minutes or possibly 60 minutes to do all this, okay? Don't put a time limit on this. I don't want you to be like, oh, I only have 10 minutes to do this, okay? I want you free writing, like free flow writing. Let your brain and the pen do the work, okay? So get in the flow. Have very little distractions here once again, okay? I want your brain to really be able to connect with your ideal client. You may even picture someone you'd consider an ideal client. What's her name? Where is she from? What is her life like? And during this brain dump, even if something weird or random comes through, write it down. It could be something so off topic, like, if you're a fitness coach, write down breath work, skateboarding, I don't know, whatever. I want you to write anything that you've learned over the years that could potentially help your future clients. Another great exercise is writing down on one side of a piece of paper, problem, and on the other side of the piece of paper, put solution. All right. You can put like a line down the middle if you want. So once again, on one side of the paper, you're putting problem, and then the other side, you're putting solution. Your ideal client, and you know this already, but your ideal client is really struggling with something right now. They have a lot of complicated problems that need to be solved. What do they find challenging in their everyday world? What are some of the first thoughts when they wake up in the morning? So write these down, okay? I would honestly suggest try to aim for like 30, 50 maybe problems, okay? On the other page, write down all the solutions to, like on the other side of the paper, write all the solutions down to those problems. It doesn't have to be like crazy detailed, just to be honest. Like you're not writing the post out, but I want you having like, this is a problem, and then this is the solution to that problem. One of my problems, for example, for me could be like my clients have anxiety around investing in their business. So one possible solution could be open up a credit card that has 0% interest for a year so that you can pay it off as you go. And you're not stressing about coming up with like a big dollar amount every single month. And by the way, there's multiple solutions to that one problem. All right. So I want you writing all these down. So just honestly, once again, free flow writing, just anything that you can think of that could solve this one problem. And each solution could have its own post too. All right. So if your ideal client is a busy professional mom who's looking to gain more energy, then you probably have like 10 solutions for that, right? So her problem is she wakes up feeling extremely exhausted every day. There's many solutions to this, right? So go to bed earlier, start eating better, go for light walks at night or in the morning, drink less caffeine, get your kids to bed earlier. Maybe think about a career change. Okay. So why is she so exhausted? That's a huge question to ask and answer for yourself and for this woman, right? So some people don't even know why, right? They don't know why, and they've just accepted that that's a problem that they have. So think of all the sub problems that she's having because of this, right? So these are sub problems. I want you writing all those down too. Because she's so exhausted, there is a ripple effect, and there's probably all these other things that are going wrong in her life too. All right. So it makes sense there. Also, all those solutions, once again, could be their own posts. So, when we talk about going for a walk at night or something, you can put like how going for a walk at night can boost your energy, how working out in the morning can give you energy all day. Or some other things that you could include here is like how I get my kids to bed before 8 p.m. so that I can have more me time. Or why I don't drink coffee and why I think you should ditch it too. or 5 reasons why coffee is slowly killing you. 5 reasons why having your kids stay up late with you is slowly killing you. All right. I'm making this stuff up, by the way. Okay. But like, see my point here? Like all those solutions could have its own post. All right. So there's so many problems, so many sub problems, and so many solutions to those problems. Okay. So once again, they could all be posts. Okay. So write all this stuff down. All right. Anyway, this one exercise will leave you with so many ideas. All right. So take the time to do this. And here's the thing though, like how many of you are actually taking the time to do this like once a month or once a quarter? All right. Put aside the time, like put these in as like a CEO day where like you spend all day, maybe it's on a Monday, and you go somewhere and you kind of have like a little me day, but you just brainstorm. All right. So I know a lot of you guys don't even allow yourself to sit and think, let alone like think about your content and your ideal client. Okay. I understand that, but you got to do this for yourself. So if you did this like once or even twice a quarter, you'd be able to chill out when it comes to your content calendars and like your daily feed posts on Instagram. You literally don't even need a content calendar, by the way. If that's like not your jam, totally fine. I don't really use a content calendar anymore. But if that's something that you need because like you like that sort of organization, then do that for yourself. Okay. And ideally, you want to have content topics and ideas that you could always come back to each and every month. So you can keep adding on to this sheet of paper or this notebook. Like maybe you just have a dedicated notebook to content ideas or like a Word document or a Google document. Okay. Another really great exercise is thinking about everything your ideal client desires, right? So not just their problems, but like what do they actually desire? And how can you as the coach, right? You as the consultant, how can you and your program get them closer to that outcome? Okay. So on one side of the paper, you can put desire, right? Or even you can put the word want too, desires and wants. And on the other side, you can put, how could my program get them closer to that desire? So you can just maybe just put outcome or something, desire, outcome. All right. So this is also, once again, very similar to the problem and solution. So desire, outcome. So desires could be like more connection with my partner or lose 20 pounds of my baby weight. Okay. So for if they want more connection with their partner, it could be like they desire more date nights, couples therapy, sex, a vacation, less screen time at night so that they can actually connect. Maybe it's taking the TV out of the room or something like that, right? So how can you have more connection with your partner? Okay, so write down all of those possible desires that they want and what is the outcome, right? So how can you get them closer to that outcome? And for those 20 pounds of baby weight, it could be like more sleep, pelvic floor therapy. They can practice more self-love, get a gym membership, invest in a meal prep company. I mean, there's so many different ideas, guys, so many different ideas. But once again, they could all be their own posts. All right. So it could be like 5 reasons why most people don't lose the baby weight. Why I believe getting a gym membership is better than at-home workouts. So you can obviously, I mean, if that's not something you believe, don't do that. But it could be anything. Okay. So you see my point here? Another great content exercise is writing down all of the frequently asked questions that you get. This could be in the DMs, text, emails, or even questions you get on sales calls. Okay. What questions do you usually get? It could be about your methods, your payment plans, your program, or overall just those random questions people ask you because you are the type of coach that you are. Like I know for a fact, I, as a business coach, always get questions about the algorithm, how to get more followers, how to get more engagement, how to get more clients. What should I be posting about to get more clients? Or how often should I be posting? So I post about that sort of stuff in my stories or in my feed posts. And what are all the questions that you so go back through some of your DMs. What are all the questions that you're typically getting? But also too, like go back through your sales call notes. Like I'm sure you've had some sales calls before. And if you haven't, no problem. But like, what are questions that they're typically asking on these sales calls that you can literally clear up in your content? So try to come up with at least like say 10 or 20 frequently asked questions. And if once again, you are brand new, no problem. Just think like what would be potential questions that your future clients would ask you. When it comes to content, you likely are overthinking the topics. Okay. So for me, it's just important you have a place that you can always come back to for these ideas. So a Word document, a Google Doc, Canva, notes, even your notes app on your phone. This could be a notebook. Like there's so many places you can store this. I'm not somebody who's like super organized when it comes to my content. Like I have my notes app on my phone. So when I'm like on the go, I literally just like get my notes app out and write some content ideas. But I also have like my planner like next to me all the time when I'm at my desk. And I have like a little section in the back that has a bunch of blank pages and I just write down some ideas. I also am a big fan of Post-it notes, if I'm being honest. Like I have Post-its in my kitchen or by my bed and I just write down some ideas. I'm very much that person that like, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and have like a ton of content ideas or like, right before you go to bed, whatever works for you. Okay. It's really important that you give yourself a chance to just get to know your ideal clients and put yourself in that energy. Okay. When you think about your ideal clients, this is really important to know these questions. What's their day-to-day like? How are they actually feeling right now? Okay. What thoughts do they have every single day? Why would they hire you? Like what are all the reasons they should be hiring you? Like why are they looking to hire you like right now? Why is now a good time to hire you? So what is stopping them from hiring you? What's going on that is causing all of these problems in their life? And really what keeps them up at night? All right. So guys, it's so important that you know your ideal client inside and out. If these exercises are hard for you, then do some research. Okay. Interview some of your friends or family that you'd consider an ideal client. Okay. Get personal with them. I call these market research calls. Making these connections can be really, really big for you. Okay. So I want you knowing your ideal client inside and out. I really loved doing these calls at the beginning of my business. And every so often, even with my clients, I'll just ask them some random ass questions because I'm like, I've been wondering about this. Like, I don't know, what's your favorite app to just mindlessly scroll, right? So these really had helped me and they're really helpful for your content too. Okay. So write down some questions and ask your ideal client, or once again, family, friends, somebody that you would just consider an ideal client, a bunch of random questions. Okay. Okay, so this is how you come up with endless content ideas in less than an hour. So pick one or two of these exercises and just brain dump, okay? Get yourself in that energy. Force yourself to make it fun too. Like go buy yourself a latte or something, right? Go buy yourself some lunch and just do this, okay? And bam, you have relevant, compelling content that turns into paying clients. And if you do have questions about this or would like to do these exercises with me, then you have a couple options, okay? Like you guys already know that I have a 3-month one-on-one coaching program, okay? This is where I literally go through everything that you need in order to find and sign clients on social media. I have a framework. I have a proven strategy. And on these weekly calls, we do discuss content ideas for the week and game plan what to be focusing on in order to get back in momentum and make money in your business. So investment for this is $3,000 USD. And of course, there's payment plans available. But there's also another option. If you're not ready to invest in the 3 months of coaching with me, I totally understand. I do have a 2-hour deep dive. And on this call, we'll go through about 2 to 4 different topics. So you can choose these and you can bring them to the call and I'll give you guidance on whatever you need guidance on. Okay. So I give you directions. I give you action steps to be focusing on, but this could be like content, sales calls, sales pages, your website, talking about like selling in your stories, what to post in your stories and whatever. It's so much more than that. So come to me with like 2 to 4 different topics. And yeah, I can actually give you an action plan for those things and pretty much answer any questions that you have. So the investment for a 2-hour business deep dive with me is $400 USD. So if you're ready to work together, send me a DM on Instagram or click the link in my show notes to apply to work with me. I really look forward to chatting with you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you again next week. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at Allison Henderson _coach. That's ALLISON Henderson _coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.